Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before the ceremony begins, please enjoy this performance by Miss Yan Yun Ling from the Music Department of Hong Kong Baptist University.
各位来宾，你们好。在欢迎会开始之前，请先欣赏香港浸会大学音乐系的甄苑玲同学的古筝演奏。
Thank you for the beautiful music. Good afternoon, President Roland Chin, Dean Chen Zhi, Professor Kathleen Ahrens, distinguished writers and guests. It is our pleasure to welcome you to the 2016 Annual Visiting Writers Welcome Reception.
钱大康校长、陈志院长、安可斯教授、各位来宾，欢迎莅临香港浸会大学国际作家工作坊的访问作家2016欢迎会暨诗歌朗诵会。我叫林汉，这位是黎佳音，我们都是香港浸会大学文学院的学生。
My name is Yan, and this is Hank. We are students of the Arts Faculty of Hong Kong Baptist University. This year, the workshop has the theme of the written world, to express the idea that not only is our collective past written by writers, but our future emotions are also displayed by the page of writers. We are pleased to welcome to Hong Kong 6 writers writing in different genres. They are from Indonesia, Nigeria and Finland, Turkey, the US, Malaysia and China.
今年的活动以书写世界为主题，想表达作家不单只书写过去发生的事，未来的人类生活也常常呈现在作品之中。我们的访问作家在不同范畴各有所长，他们分别来自于印尼、芬兰及尼日利亚、土耳其、美国、马来西亚以及中国。
We've organized several events for the month to come, and today we are very pleased to have all the writers with us. We look forward to hearing extracts from their works later on.
每一年作家来访期间，我们都准备不同的活动。今天我们首先邀请各位作家在这儿朗诵他们的精彩作品。
Before meeting the writers, may I call upon the Acting Dean of Arts, Professor Chen Zhi, to welcome you to today's event.
下面请文学院署理院长陈志教授致欢迎词。
Professor Qin, Professor Ahrens, distinguished visiting writers, guests, colleagues, and students, thank you all for joining us at the reception and creative works recital for the Visiting Writers Program. As we all know, this is the 12th year that we held this similar situation here. The first year was a year of 2004. It was initiated by Dean Zhongling. I still remember the theme of the workshop is different every year. I still remember we used to have a theme of ocean. I forgot which year, but I think it's 2006 or 2007. Jessica and me, we were MC that year, and Ding Zhong asked us to hold a conch, every one of us on the stage holding a conch and trying to listen the sound of wave from the conch. Of course, some of us have heard it, and some of us not so clearly heard it. But it was very interesting. The theme is different every year, but what is kept unchanged is our enthusiasm on writing and reading, and also our hospitality to our distinguished guests from different parts of the world. So welcome, distinguished writers. Thank you for coming all this long way. Thank you. This program is the fall component of the International Writers Workshop and serves the university and the Hong Kong community in the following ways. First, at the university level, the Visiting Writers Program provides opportunity for our BU students to authentically engage with professional creative writers by attending talks, receiving feedback on their work, and engaging in literary discussion. Second, the program also provides knowledge transfer to the community by holding events open to the public, as well as jointly hosting events with the greater literary community, including the Central Library, the Poetry Out Loud. All these events are part of BU's DNA as a liberal arts university to enrich cultural life in Hong Kong. Third, the Visiting Writers Program provides writers from around the world with a chance to explore and understand Hong Kong and China. The program holds excursions and events in the city and also take writers on an exploration of Hong Kong's natural wonders, including Hong Kong's UNESCO Global Geopark. Writers will also have a chance to visit our sister university in Guangzhou, United International College, where we will engage with students and learn about art forms in classical China, including Chinese musical instruments, as well as Chinese archery. The Faculty of Arts is proud that we are a faculty that celebrates creativity. We have the largest number of full-time faculty who are often, in addition to their research work, creative writers. These award-winning creative writers can be found in the Chinese department, English department, language center, and of course in the humanities department, which is home to the bachelor class in creative and professional writing. Moreover, our program in translation also provides strong support and has a strong focus on literary translation. As the acting Dean of Arts, I'm proud of the workshop's achievements. We have worked to provide a platform to introduce different cultures and art forms to HKBU students, as well as the general Hong Kong public, and to introduce Hong Kong and Chinese culture to our visiting writers. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate the written world through the poems and stories told by our 6 visiting writers. Thank you very much. Hope to enjoy the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chen.
谢谢陈教授。
May I now call upon Professor Ahrens, Director of the International Writers' Workshop, to give her welcoming address.
现在，请国际作家工作坊主任安可斯教授致欢迎词。
Professor Roland Chin, Professor Chen Zhi, visiting writers, colleagues, students, and honorable guests. I'm very pleased to welcome you all to today's reception for our Visiting Writers Program 2016. I'd like to open my remarks with one of my favorite lines from a classic. You may know it. Quote, "If ever there is a tomorrow when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you." These heartfelt lines, said by Christopher Robin to his best friend, reflect our theme, the written world, because it is through writing that our world, our inner world, is created, and our inner truths, such as the truths shared by Christopher Robin, are rediscovered. We are very fortunate to have with us 6 esteemed writers this fall who are willing to share their inner truths with us. They come from around the world, from Indonesia, from Nigeria and Finland, from Turkey, from the United States, from Malaysia, and from China. While they are here, they will participate in a wide variety of events, including a public recital at the Fringe Club, co-organized by Poetry Out Loud, a panel on Mind Your P's and Q's, World News and World Views at Hong Kong BU, as well as 2 public talks, one at the Central Library and one on campus, on the topics of Chinese literature and the process of writing. In addition to these talks and events, we have arranged a series of radio and newspaper interviews for our writers to share their creative journeys with the general public in Hong Kong. Our writers will also visit classes at Hong Kong BU in order to engage more students in dialogue about writing, literature, and what it means to be a writer. In addition, our writers' books will be displayed for a month in the Hong Kong BU Library so that the university community can stop by and sample the heartfelt words from our visiting writers. We are also looking forward to having our 2 poets participate as judges for the Hong Kong BU English Poetry Writing Competition, which is jointly organized with the Department of English Language and Literature and the Department of Humanities and Creative Writing. One of our writers will also join a group of judges for the 12th Short Story Writing Competition, which is co-organized with the Language Center. I would like to take this opportunity to thank those who have joined the International Writers Workshop in its journey in hosting more than 160 writers from more than 50 countries over the past 12 years. First and foremost, I would like to thank the donors, Mr. Albert Hung, Mrs. Jessica Hung, and the Mr. and Mrs. Ye Mo Chung Charitable Trust Foundation. I would also like to thank the arts faculty and Hong Kong BU for its steadfast support. The International Writers Workshop is only possible because of the assistance and support of our planning committee members. This year's members are Mr. Chris Madison, Mr. Feng Man-shen, Dr. Ge Liang, Dr. Tammy Ho, Dr. Jason Lee, Dr. Wayne Liang, Professor Lo Kwai-chung, Mr. Mak Shugin, Dr. Jason Polly, Mr. James Shea, Dr. Christopher Tong, Dr. Dorothy Che, and Dr. Jessica Young. Thank you, one and all, for assisting the International Writers Workshop in organizing these events, in addition to your extensive teaching and research commitments. In addition, I would also like to thank Mr. David McCurdy, our external member and illustrious local poet, for his strong commitment to and assistance with the planning and running of our events. Last but not least, Ms. Diana Au and her colleagues in the arts faculty have done a wonderful job with logistical arrangements and with making the writers feel welcome. Thank you, all of you, for making the Visiting Writers Program an unforgettable month in the lives of these 6 writers and in the lives of our students and Hong Kong community. Our writers are with us today because they know that the written word has the power to create a written world, a world that is teeming with failure and struggle, loneliness and kinship, love and redemption, the world that is always waiting for us in the pages of a book or on our favorite reading device. The written world transports us not only to another world, but to another's mind, so that we, the reader, may experience life, experience the world from another's point of view. As a liberal arts university, it is in our DNA, as Dean Chen mentioned, to create, organize, and run programs such as the International Writers Workshop that nurture the ability of Hong Kong BU students to see from different perspectives, so as to stimulate lateral thinking and create products and services that will make our world a better place to live and raise future generations. But beyond the practical applications, it is also in Hong Kong BU's DNA of whole person education to nurture our students to be braver than they believe and stronger than they think. It is in our DNA to nurture the creative spirit of our students and to enrich the cultural life of our community. Thank you for being here as we continue on this important path to support creativity and culture, the path through the written world. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ahrens.
谢谢安可斯教授。
Now, we would like to invite guests on stage.
现在，请主礼嘉宾移步到台上。
Professor Roland Chin,
钱大康校长、
Professor Chen Zhi,
陈志院长、
Professor Kathleen Ahrens.
安可斯教授。
Now, may I call upon this year's writers to come onto the stage. Ms. Asma Nadia from Indonesia,
来自印尼的阿斯玛·纳迪亚女士，
Ms. Mina Salami from Nigeria and Finland,
来自尼日利亚及芬兰的米娜·沙勒梅女士，
Professor Brian Kim Stevens from the US,
来自美国的布莱恩·金·史蒂芬教授，
Ms. Musa Yaniai from Turkey,
来自塞拉里昂的梅莎·雅尼亚女士，来自马来西亚的龚万辉先生，
Mr. Kim Ben Ho from Malaysia,
来自中国的林白女士。
Ms. Lin Bai from China. Our writers have come from different places. They all represent the world as they see it in their works. To celebrate our coming together, I'd like to invite each of them to indicate on the globe the place where their heart lies. It could be their native country or any other place that is closest to their heart.
访问作家来自世界不同的地方，以作品呈现他们所构想的世界。今年我们以书写世界为主题，在各位主礼嘉宾的心中，世上哪儿才是他们最在意、最牵挂的地方？是他们的家乡，还是另有梦想中的国度？请诸位 主礼嘉宾为我们在地球上把这个地方指示出来。
Shall we take a group photo together? Okay. Please take a photo together. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Please point to your favorite place. Thank you very much. May I now invite the committee members of the International Writers' Workshop to join us for the next photo.
现在，请国际作家工作坊的委员们一同合影。
Mr. Feng Manseng, Dr. Jason Lee, Mr. Chris Madsen, Mr. David McCurdy, Dr. Jessica Young.
Whatever you like. Okay. Your face. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Please remain on stage. May I now invite co-organizer of the workshop's events to join us, Mr. Paul Lee, Acting University Librarian of Hong Kong Baptist University Library.
请各位留步。现在，请工作坊的合作代表一同合照。
Please. One step left. One left. Okay. Yeah. Stay. Left. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. One more. 3, 2, 1. One, 2, 3, 4. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be seated. Now, the writers will share extracts of their works with us. Both English and Chinese versions of the writers' pieces and their biographies are printed in the house program.
现在，我们把时间交给各位来访作家。场刊上印有各位作家的作品的中英文版本以及他们的简介，可以供大家参考。
May I invite Ms. Asma Nadia from Indonesia to be the first writer to read to us? Ms. Asma Nadia, please. Her work is on page 9 of the house program.
现在有请阿斯玛·纳迪亚女士为我们朗诵她的作品。她的作品在场刊第9页。
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. In 2005, I found a beautiful true love story between Indonesian woman and a China guy. In 2008, I went to Beijing, and for the first time, I met a guy that seemed very happy to know my name. Usually when people know, what is your name? Asma. Oh, I actually met a Romanian poet that laughed out loud at my name because asthma, sickness. But this China guy was very happy to know my name. And I asked why, and he said, because it reminds me of Ashima. So asthma, Ashima. So I combined those two, and I wrote a novel, and it was published in 2013. Later on, it's adapted into movie. In 2014, it's actually become one of the most 10 box office movie in Indonesia. So the title was Assalamualaikum Beijing.
我在2008年的时候，知道一个爱情故事，是有关一个印度尼西亚的女士跟一个在中国的男性他们的爱情故事。我知道了这个故事之后，我后来去了中国，做一些采访，然后我碰见这个故事里边的那位先生，那他 知道我的名字非常开心，因为我的名字阿斯玛跟阿诗玛之间是有一个非常密切的联系。后来我写下了一个小说，在2014年，这个小说给改编成电影，成为了印度尼西亚一个当年票房的冠军。所以我现在就为大家朗诵这个小说里边的一节。
Assalamualaikum cinta sejati. Assalamualaikum pendamping diri. Dari negeri yang jauh menelusuri waktu, kau datang penuhi takdirku. He saw Ashima everywhere. On the ceiling, on his bedroom wall, in the kitchen and other places, thrilling him with the light of kindness and sincerity, and simple things took him easily to his memories, their brief encounter. Where had his Ashima go? Who had taken her away that he had lost her trace again? 1 month without any news, he waited. 2 months, Zongwen was still able to keep a cool head. He was involved in a great battle himself, a conflict, a heart that turned round and round and round. Into the 3rd month, don't leave me now, Ashima. It was as if only yesterday that he enjoyed the beautiful large eyes of the girl beside him when he was telling her about Ashima, the daughter of the Yi family. He had always been drawn to the love story of Ashima over other classic folktales since he was little. Smart and beautiful Ashima, who had captured the hearts of many young men, not only for her looks and kindness, but also her skills in dancing and singing. But it was brave and wise Ahe that she chose. Vows of love they declared in a festival. Love they safeguarded no matter what the odds. Ashima. Zongwen was lost in thought. A postcard that he had bought during his visit to the Lion Forest Garden in Suzhou was still blank, had yet to be written on. The room was cool, but he was sweating. For some reason, he didn't quite understand that feeling of lost return to ambush and haunt him, throwing him into a strange, long loneliness. This was more than just missing her. Her beautiful large eyes and the smile on her lips were still clear in his memories, although more than 365 had passed since their first encounter. But now, where had she gone? What if his Ashima needed something, like when he kidnapped and locked her in the hotel he had known by heart? Unlike Ahe, Zongwen wasn't standing by her side. With this great distance between them, it would be impossible for him to be there for her in a flash if she needed him. He had to bridge this distance. It was the only way he could be content and able to always look at the woman he loved. So, it was positive. He loved her, not just missing her. Because missing her would not create these biting empty feelings, far worse than what he experienced when he first lost her trail. Translated by Femi Shahrani. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Osman Nadia. Next is Nigerian Finnish writer Ms. Mina Salami, please. Her work is on page 12. 来自尼日利亚及芬兰的米娜·绍勒梅女士，长刊的第12页。
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much to the International Writers Workshop and Hong Kong Baptist University for having me. It's already been a fantastic experience. I'm going to read an excerpt from an essay of mine which is titled Oyalogy, a Poetic Approach to African Feminism. And just to give you a very brief context, I write commentary about a whole range of different topics, from culture to philosophy and politics and society. But the topic that I have focused on the most in my work is African feminism, which simply is feminism in an African context. And this piece, or this essay, in this essay, I decided to use mythology and poetry, mythic poetry, to explain African feminism. And so I draw upon a Yoruba goddess called Oya. Yoruba is an ethnic group that I belong to in Nigeria. And she's the goddess of the wind, so she represents change and revolution. Before we examine Oya further, let me briefly give you some context about the pantheon to which she belongs, namely the Orisha. The Orisha are generally known as a group of gods and goddesses that Yoruba people and their descendants have worshipped historically and traditionally. Although to call the Orisha gods and goddesses does not paint the full picture. More completely, the Orisha are energies, forces, superhuman beings that represent something sacred, something higher up and powerful. In a nutshell, the Orisha are archetypes quite similar to ancient Greece's gods and goddesses, such as Apollo or Aphrodite. And in the same way that Greek mythology has been used for centuries to apply insights to contemporary European life, be it within politics, literature, philosophy, or gender relations, there is an equal depth to be gained from the study of African mythology. In fact, I would argue that African mythology is one of the richest resources available to modern-day Africans wishing to reinvigorate discussions about social change. Alas, it is buried underneath the rocks of a colonial narrative that once deemed it primitive and backwards. Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, says about the Orisha that we need not embrace the Orisha to profit from the profound wisdoms that can be extracted from them. What he means is that you do not need to be a devotee, as Orisha worshippers, of whom, mind you, there are millions in Africa and in the diaspora, are often referred to. This is a good time to explain that I also am not a devotee, but I am curious and appreciative of the ways that Orisha enhance our understanding of African society. It is this appreciation which has led me to research Oya in particular. Because as goddess of the wind, of lightning and social transformation, as well as the patron of the marketplace and of women's affairs, Oya is a feminist god. In fact, I would argue that Oya is the very essence of African feminism, the archetype of feminist consciousness in an African milieu. Oya is a no-nonsense deity. Never ingratiating, she is the epitome of concentrated, intellectual, social, and erotic feminine power. Furthermore, she bestows her powers upon all women who wish to connect with them. This connection, the one between Oya and feminism, is what I refer to as Oyalogy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Salami. Professor Brian Kim Stephens from the U.S. Page 17 in the House Program. 来自美国的布莱恩·金·史蒂芬教授，长刊的第17页。
Would you like the local Cantonese, or would you like Putonghua, the national language of China?
What would be the best for this population?
Perhaps Putonghua, because we have Putonghua guests here.
Okay. Then why don't I'll bring my point and then I'll ask if you could read this one. Sorry, I'm making things complicated here. I got it. Yeah, I'd like to thank all the organizers, and I was so flattered to be invited out to Hong Kong for an entire month. This is quite a treat. So I'm just going to read one poem from this
booklet here. And this is the second poem. It's on page 18. And then I'm going to read another poem that's not in the booklet, but I'm going to have my friend read the Chinese translation. So this is called The Teacher. And basically it's about, for those of you who are teachers, you probably have a lot of students that use a lot of gizmos while they're in class, and then they also like to take naps. So it's something along those lines. The Teacher. He spends 65.3% of his day supine, typing, drinking, eating, and thoroughly engaged, even when dreaming, reading the thin tissue of his inner skull for marks from some hidden civilization indebted to hearing, the coruscated deposits burgeoning into syllogism and synesthesia, the buried source of all his logic. But not all of that time is spent sleeping. As suggested, he is reading the web and typing his glib responses to the protean "wa" of the screen. Pastiche, pretense, parody are volleyed back and forth silently, always as his only text that approximates the holograph of dream. So in waking, he's idling. There's very little living in life supine. The rest of the time, 34.7% of it, he is teaching, talking mainly, or glaring unseemly at students who are mostly sleeping. Ah, to sleep, to read. And so he wonders why, a century, he's upright, keeping them awake, full knowing when he's sleeping, he's learning. And in that dreaming, he's reading what his students, when sleeping, are typing. And then this next one is not in the book, but then I'll read it in English and then I'll give you the translation. This one's called The Future is One of Place. The future is one of place, devoid of race. A jawbone under a sock is a geological clock. The plunking of rain on the termite-riddled window pane, reading a Bible on that ledge, is a tiny college. A Galapagos tortoise is killed, or simply unwilled. The Ebola virus weeps or retires because, like us, it tires. Meanwhile, below the sub-basement wakes a swayed revolution as the phlegmatic skill of the cryptographer hacks the teleprompter. The id in facsimile is suspended on a leash, twisting in the rain above that goddamned window pane. Being is slightly corrupted by the thinking that's one-upped it, like the pun on pain, and will never love again. So I'm curious to see how this one works.
Thank you. This poem is called 未来的世界。未来的世界没有种族的区别，河谷上的一击，地缘的实际。大雨倾盆，落在白雨侵蚀的窗格，于窗边阅读圣经，一所迷你的学院。被杀死的象龟，亦或仅仅并非本意。埃博拉病毒哭泣离开，因为它和我们一样也会倦怠。同时，地下之下。山羊皮革命已经掀起，密码学者冷静的巧计害清了提词器。传真的识别被皮带附记，在雨中扭曲，在他妈的窗格上飘零。生命受到侵蚀稍许，占上风的思绪就像疼痛的敲击，爱已免谈。Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Stevens and Hank. Ms. Mirza Yaniyai from Turkey, please. Page 20. 来自塞拉利昂的梅莎雅尼亚女士，长刊的第20页。
It's very nice to be here with you. Thanks for inviting me, and thanks for giving me this opportunity to experience Hong Kong. I'm going to read my poems in Turkish. You can follow in English and Chinese. First poem is about being a woman. Kadın. Sözcüklerin etrafındaki kumları süpüren bir rüzgar esiyor. Allah'ı çağırıyor herkes. Kendimi alıp ellerimle içimden dışıma koyuyorum. Ben insanın az, Allah'ın bol olduğu yerim. The other poems about love. Gecenin kervansarayı. Bu gece sözcüklerin dansı olmalı burada. Senin görkeminin kervansarayında. Bu gece güneşi gören otlar gibi sevinçli, hayalimin varlığıyla tokum. Sırrın içinde. Sırrın içinde seni buldum. Sende sır oldum. Sende sır oldum. Şimdi sessizlik akrabam. Şimdi kalbim otağım. Gözlerimden gözlerine akan ırmakta sürüklenmekteyim. Recm. Dışarısı gece, içerisi ayrılık. Son gün olmalı bugün dünyanın. Onu düşündüğüm. Aşk biter. Yürek, recm edilen bir kadın gibi kalır gerçeğin ortasında. Yürek, Tanrı'nın bana attığı en büyük taş. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Yania. 以下是来自马来西亚的贡万惠先生长刊的第23页。Mr. King Van Ho from Malaysia, please. Page 23.
Hi everyone, I'm King from Malaysia, and please allow me to use my mother language to read out my work. And this is a part of my short story, Bathtub, which was written in Chinese, and some dialogue were using Hokkien, and we say Minnan Yu. And at the same time, I will play a background music, use my handphone, and this from a Malaysian post-rock band, Frika, and hope you enjoy it. 好，我再用中文讲一次好了。那我请允许我在这边用我的母语来朗读我的这段作品。那里面会有一些闽南语在里面一些对话。那在我朗读的同时，我会播放一首来自也是马来西亚的一个后摇滚的音乐，然后希望大家喜欢。好，请等等。Sorry for waiting.《父亲的笔夫在水里泡得起皱了， 他想起小时候，也曾经如此看过父亲没有衣服遮蔽的身体。那是6岁的一次家庭旅行，父亲兴致勃勃地开着车，带家人到云顶去玩。他们住在山顶上的日租公寓，从窗外望出去皆是白茫茫的雾气，和小镇光景何其不同。他第一次看到浴缸，在那公寓的浴室里，还以为是小型的游泳池。父亲笑了，摸着他的头笑他耍乖，教他辨认什么新奇事物那样对他说：“拱呆，那是洗澡用的浴缸啦。”那时的父亲强壮高大，他才到父亲的大腿高一点。当年幼的他第一次和父亲2人挤在浴缸泡澡的时候，他看着年轻的父亲在浴缸里欢快地打着肥皂，泡泡很快就浮满了水面，那么多，那么的厚。父亲隐没在层层泡沫之中，让他一度担心父亲终究会像肥皂那样溶掉。这些你都不会记啦。如今老去的父亲真的在融化了，每天他为父亲洗身，都从父亲身上抹出一缸黄褐粘稠的沉积物。那些从苍老之躯退下来的水雾，把原本白亮的浴缸都晕染成一层暗哑的矾黄色泽。他有时会恍惚错觉，抱在手里的父亲身体仿佛每天都轻了一些。时日长久，越觉得沉默的父亲像越来越轻盈了。一直到有一天上午，他如常一样半蹲在浴缸里帮父亲擦拭身体。父亲背对着他，一下一下地抖擞着肩膀。他以为浴缸的水太冷，伸手把热水喉打开，回过头才发现父亲像个委屈的孩子那样坐在浴缸里呜呜地哭。父亲的脸皱成了一团，眼泪鼻涕从细缝间漫涌出来。他有些心急，起身想用毛巾替父亲揩掉脸上的泪水，却像不小心弄坏了还没固定的蜡像那样，把父亲的鼻子给抹了下来。怎么办？父亲正在溶掉。他伸手触碰到的裸身，就像蜡滴那样子滴落。他只能无助地站在浴缸外面，看着父亲屈就在浴缸的身体渐渐溶解、崩塌而至消失。也不知过了多久，一整缸浊水慢慢地流失，最后只剩下一堆灰灰白白的毛发堵塞在浴缸的疏通孔里。谢谢 ，Thank you。
谢谢龚先生。最后一位作家是中国的林白女士，第26页。Miss Lin Bai from China, page 26.
各位下午好。我係從北京嚟嘅林白。呢次咧嚟香港，我係好開心噶啦。我讀嗰首詩係我20年前，20年前，1996年1996年寫嘅。嗰首詩由於比較短，有好幾種版本嘅譜曲譜成音樂，又可以唱樂。可惜我唔會唱。曾經有個英國布克大學合唱團嚟中國大陸巡演，佢哋係唱嗰首歌程。嗰次呢，我用2種語言嚟朗讀，一種前面我係交替朗讀， 第一段用粵語、廣東話，下面用普通話。
This was a poem I wrote in 20 years ago in 1996. This is a very short poem, so a few music versions has been made. It has been put in a number of versions into music, and some people have sung it. I can't. It's a pity that I'm not a very good singer, so I can't sing it to you today. Once a university from the United Kingdom, they came to China and to visit us. And a chorus of the university sang the song, and I wrote and I recited the poem with them together. I recited the poem in Cantonese and also in Putonghua. Miss Lin just gave her speech in Cantonese.
1月你仲未出現，2月你睡喺隔壁，3月下起咗大雨。4月你邊離長眠，5月我們對面坐着，有如夢中。就這樣，6月到了，6月裡青草盛開，處處芬芳。7月悲喜交加，麥浪翻滾。連同草地，直到天涯。8月就是8月，8月我守口如瓶。8月里，我是瓶中的水，你是青天的云。9月和10月是2只眼睛。装满了大海，你在海上，我在海下。11月尚未到来，透过它的窗口，我望见了12月。12月，大雪弥漫。完了，谢谢大家。
谢谢林女士。We hope you have enjoyed this recital. In addition, you can also read their works at the University Library. All the writers have generously donated their publications to us.
所有访问作家除了朗诵他们的作品之外，还将他们的作品送赠浸会大学图书馆。
May I now invite the acting university librarian, Mr. Paul Lee, onto the stage to receive the book donations from the writer's representative, Ms. Mina Salami.
现在，请香港浸会大学署理大学图书馆馆长李德宝先生接受赠书。授予赠书的是来访作家代表沙乐梅女士。谢谢沙乐梅女士和李先生。
Thank you, Ms. Salami and Mr. Lee. For more details of this year's activities, please visit our website at iww.hkbu.edu.hk.
有关本年度工作坊的活动详情，请浏览我们的大学网站。欢迎大家参加接下来的活动。
We have arranged a shuttle bus for those who are going to the welcome dinner. Please go to the reception counter and our staff will escort you to the bus.
我们为参加之后欢迎晚宴的嘉宾准备了穿梭巴士，请前往前台，我们的工作人员将带您乘车。
Once again, we thank you for joining us today to celebrate the 2016 Visiting Writers Program, and we hope to see you again at the upcoming events. Thank you.
再次感谢各位，期待在之后的活动中与您再见面，谢谢。